What is up, Smith-Brickians? We have the most exciting video again, because we're back making tier list again, and we know how much you love that last Bionicle video. So here today, we brought back the one, the only, Iron Bone!
I'm back.
And we're back today because we know how much you guys loved our hour-long video. So we are here to triple that time with a Star Wars minifigure tier list. And we have a lot of opinions, a lot of things to say. Roan, what is your connection to Lego Star Wars?
Well, like you and I and most kids of our generation, we grew up with Legos and we grew up with Star Wars. So when we went to the store, our local Target, our local Walmart, our local Aldi's, and we saw a big box that said Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, you knew.
What's the coolest part of Lego Star Wars? Lego Star Wars minifigures. People have shelled out hundreds of dollars for one simple figure. That's the lengths people will go for these. So we found it quite obvious, with the abundance of figures in its repertoire, that it would be a great idea to do a follow-up to our Bionicle Kanohi, our Bionicle Mask video, by having a tier ranking of ranking every Lego Star Wars figure.
That's right. That is right. And let's not leave the audience waiting for more. Let's get started with this.
Right in.
Ranking.
All right.
Let's do it.
We have 5 tiers as per usual. Must have, cool, neat. Okay. Who cares? And already that's a stupid one. And nah, pretty self-explanatory. It's like, it's your must-have is like, I would buy this with I would spend money to get this little guy. Cool. That's a good bonus. That's really nice. That's a really good figure. That makes me happy to like that character. Okay. A good bonus if I buy the set, but it kind of needs to be worthwhile. Either another figure needs to be good. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Because I surely don't. And then, nah, absolutely not. This is a pass on any book. Let's get started. Our first figure, Lego Battle Droid.
Love those battle droids. They're classic.
This is the original tan with the bent arm, with the slightly bent arms. It's pretty good.
They're okay.
You'll get a dime a dozen. If you get a set in the Clone Wars, you're guaranteed about 3 of these per set. While they're nice, they're really good. Make some excellent details if you use them in other builds. However, on their own, a nice bonus.
Because they've been around for a good 20 years. They're good army builders. Just nothing special anymore. Nothing special.
Same thing with this guy. It's the same figure. Next, we have Battle Droid with the straight gun arm and a bent arm. Now, you can have him hold a gun, not like a weirdo. As a kid, there's little things that get you, where you're like, why is the droid holding it at the side? That's stupid. That's dumb. So when Lego created a new droid arm that was perfectly straight and you held the gun like a normal thing holds a gun, blew our little kid minds. Okay, next. Battle Droid with 2 straight arms.
Yeah, but you can't, put him on a vehicle.
We're getting to some good stuff. Here we have the Lego Boba Fett. Now, Tim, take it away.
This Boba Fett right here, classic from the 1999 Fire Spray, one of my personal favorites. Not that accurate to the movies. So, who cares?
Who cares?
Who even cares about Lego Star Wars minifigures? No one cares.
Yeah, who's this Darth Maul? Darth Vader?
We are going to be ranking all the different colors of Lego frogs. This is something that's near and dear to our hearts, and we're just excited. This is something we're very passionate about, and I just want to get really started and just jump right into this. I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so we're going to start off with the white frog.
First appearing in the Lion's Dance Chinese New Year Lego set, and most prominently appearing in the Lego Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus ambush tech used as a bit of shaving cream spray at the edge of the Barbasol can in the set.
Pretty cute.
Now, Tim, what do you think about this variant of the frog?
I think this variant is very versatile. It can be used in a lot of different ways. I think white being such a neutral color, you can use it for like a little shaving cream, or you can kind of use it just for more decorations and decor for like buildings and like structures. I really do think this is one of the best versions of the Lego Frog, and for that, honestly, I think I have to give it an S tier.
Of course, of course. So the first one, white, an S. To be fair, I mean, given the present, its most popular appearance, being such a creative use as shaving cream definitely opens the door to people realizing that, oh, this is more versatile than I once thought. Maybe it's more than a simple frog. Now, the next color, dark bluish gray. First appearing, surprisingly, in a 2005 set. The Harry Potter Goblet of Fire Graveyard Duel was its first appearance. You know, the one where, let's just say, Team Edward,
But the dust.
making it. It has a fairly regular appearance since that. It's actually one of the more common frogs. You know, one of our first early variants of the frogs.
My opinion on this one, I think it has a really rich history with the Lego brand as a whole. Besides the green one, this is pretty much one of the earliest versions of it. But I don't know. I usually think like maybe besides like a rock structure, I really think that sometimes it's just a little bit dull. It's not as exciting as the rest of them, but it does have a place for Lego, and so for that I'm kind of teetering on a low way, but maybe a B.
I think for its legacy alone, it deserves an A spot.
I mean, we can put it on an A for now. I think
We'll see. We'll see if he changes around. Next up, we have a rare one here, surprisingly so.
Ooh.
You've seen plenty of red frogs in real life, usually tropical frogs. However, the frog piece colored in the nice simple Lego red, the iconic Lego red, only appeared in one set. Now, to be fair, it appeared 5 times in that one set. And once I reveal the set, it will make a lot of sense. The set it appeared in was the short-lived theme from Lego Games. You know, the ones with little rubber dice? There was a game called Frog Rush in which 4 teams of frogs were pitted against each other. Now, this is the only set to include the ever-iconic Lego red color for the frog. Tim, what is your opinions on such a exotic frog?
I didn't even know it only appeared in one set. See, I feel like the red frog could appear in more sets if it did. But because it's only in one set, it doesn't really have a staying power like a legacy. But because it's vibrant, it's fun, and it's playable because you can play it in the Lego game. I think this one, I'm comfortable putting it at an A right now. Honestly, I think it's creative. It's something out of the box that you usually don't see with Lego. So
and impressively rare.
Yeah.
I'd say that's even better than the dark bluish gray.
I agree. I agree.
Next up, we have one of Lego's more recent additions to their color palette. That being the coral frog. A nice light, not pink, not quite pink, but not quite red. First appearing in the Lego Space Mission Classic box. There's a good amount of colors, and then since appearing in several sets over the years of 2022, 2023, 2024, introduced in 2022. Now, Tim, what is your opinion on the coral frog here?
I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial to most people. I'm not a big coral fan typically, and I just don't think it was such a smart decision on Lego's part to do something out of the box. I really just think that Lego should really focus on the primary colors here, and I just think this was a total miss. I think that this totally deviates of what the Lego frog actually represents, and I think this has to be a D. Like I think this is just low tier, bottom of the barrel. I'm just not into it. But what are you thinking though?
Upon first hearing your points, I'd say my opinion has changed definitely. Originally, the novelty of such a color, especially on one of Lego's newer colors. It is, you know, at surface level very impressive. It's very nice. However, you are right. There's a lack of good wide color. And you can see here, you can see the listed of frogs on the screen, that there are a very lacking amount in the cool spectrum. There is no appearance of a blue Lego frog ever, but it seems that Lego deemed it necessary to have another red variant of such a frog. It is surprising that coral was decided as a color variation for the frog and not something as iconic as the Lego blue, something to rival that of the Lego red and the Lego yellow, which we will be getting to very shortly.
Like, Lego just doesn't care anymore, seriously. Like, only the best is good enough, and we're not even getting, like, primary colors. We're not getting blues.
It's clear to see where their priorities lie with the coral frog. So I do agree with you there.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's our current ranking. Next is the reddish brown frog. Now, this is another frog that appears in that elusive Frog Rush Lego game. Now, unlike the red frog, which was exclusive, that was an exclusive frog to the Frog Rush game set, the reddish brown frog, reddish brown being Lego's typically average color of brown.
But very brittle, too.
Very brittle, very true. The reddish brown frog has actually had a very storied history since its introduction in 2010 with the Hogwarts Express, made for that set because of Harry Potter's iconic chocolate frogs, as seen in the movie jumping around, evading its predator, Ron Weasley. And it's had a storied history ever since, appearing in many sets over the years, many Harry Potter sets as well, maintaining its legacy as the chocolate frog, even appearing in, most famously, I believe, for the reddish brown frog, its last appearance was in the Lego Jurassic Park Triceratops research set, where it was featured upon the pile of poop, the one that Ian Malcolm himself points out.
I have to, because of that, because it's one big pile of shit, I really have to admit that this makes this one of the most iconic versions of the Lego frog. And I don't even feel comfortable putting it at S tier, honestly. I think this cements itself as a legacy. Like, this surpasses everything that we've come to expect with the Lego frog. And just the cherry on top of that, it is accurate to the Harry Potter source material too, which you have to applaud Lego for, obviously. So I just give this the title of the highest tier of the Lego frog.
Well, I think we finally found one to surpass that of the white frog, the reddish brown frog.
Agreed.
Here are our current rankings. And now we move on to the tan Lego frog. Now, this is another interesting case. The tan Lego frog is not widely featured. As a matter of fact, it was only featured in one Lego set as of now, and surprisingly, it is not that of the Frog Rush Lego game from 2011. No, in fact, it is actually exclusive to come in this set. It is exclusive to the 2019 Chinese New Year set, the Dragon Dance. Always nice to get such color variety in these Chinese New Year sets, but to get a tan frog is truly quite fascinating. Now, Tim, what is your input on the tan frog?
I mean, Lego just knocks it out of the park with the Chinese New Year sets, just because they really care about the Lego frog community here. And with this tan piece, I think it's amazing, but this could be so much more versatile if it really chose to be. This would be a great little sand piece, I feel, for little sand frog castles. And I just think Lego has missed the mark a little bit here on delivering something that could be used in a plethora of variety of sets. So I think it just misses out S tier and goes on A tier, honestly. Do you agree with that, though? Like, is that a fair statement?
Those are all quite sound points, although I will give the set credit of having one of the elusive teal Lego brick separators. Not a factor in this discussion, but duly noted. Another beloved part.
That would be an S tier, but
However, we're not talking about the teal brick separator. We are talking about the Lego frog. Now, I agree, a solid A tier, and I even believe it's weaker than the dark bluish gray because it is exclusive. It's
I don't
exclusive.
agree. I think because it's elusive, I find there's an allure to the sensuality of these frogs.
Of
So
course, of
I
course. I believe it has earned its place right in between the red, not as iconic and
I
strong and striking as the iconic Lego red,
it's not out.
but still more elusive than that of the dark bluish gray, a relatively common Lego frog throughout the years, and I think it earns its place. Now here we have our rankings, and next we have another iconic Lego color bestowed upon the frog for this occasion, that of the iconic Lego yellow. Now this color made its debut. This color of frog made its debut in a Lego game set. However, it was not what you expect. While its second appearance, 5 of them being included in the iconic Lego game Lego Frog Rush as one of the 4 teams in that game, that was not its debut appearance. Its debut appearance was actually that of the year prior, 2010, in which one yellow frog was featured in that of the Lego Harry Potter Lego game Hogwarts, featured in the set. While it did take a bit of a vacation between the years of 2011 and 2016 when it would reappear in an Exo Knight set, it has been a consistent appearance in a lot of sets ever since, even appearing in the last one being a promotional set in 2022 for the Children's Amusement Park. Now, Tim, what is your opinions on the quaint history Lego Yellow Frog?
I think because, I personally love the Lego Frog game, and because it has cemented itself, and let's not get us wrong, we love representing the primary colors. I think that Lego just knocks out of the park every time they do. And
their most iconic colors really are, at the end of the day, those 3 primary colors.
Yeah, but it's still a shame that Lego just hasn't given it all to us yet, and I just can't forgive that. So I think for now, this could just go right up in S tier. I can't fathom another place to put it, honestly.
I disagree. I think a solid A is deserving of its ranking. In light of the absence of blue, it sorrows me to say that it kind of detracts from the other 2 primaries, that they get such a distinguished honor, but a primary color like blue is still undeserving of it. Come on. So I believe it should be held back and held in the same regards as its peer, its brother, the iconic Lego Red. It is better. Lego Yellow is much more of an iconic color. Think of every Lego minifigure. Yellow. Well, until they start doing skin tones, but...
I don't agree with putting it in A, but I can respect it for now. So we'll just leave it there, in case
maybe we'll come back to it. Here are our current rankings. Next up, we have another strange color. This one is neon yellow, a somewhat rare Lego piece, but if you know what you're looking for, you'll find it very often. This variant of the Lego Frog appeared only in one set. 8 times within that one set, but one set. It's a very familiar set. We brought it up earlier with a different frog. I believe the Corral frog has the distinguished honor of also appearing in this set, but that is of the Lego Classic Space Mission piece box. And the Lego neon yellow frog, like the Corral frog, makes an appearance. Now, Tim, what do you think of such an interesting color?
I've never been really attached to the space theme, so this is something that, I not really have a fond attachment to, typically. This is just, I don't know, just something lesser, just something that I don't really feel anything towards, but I could feel like a B on this one. A B.
I agree. Yellow is a strange color at the end of the day, especially when such a bright variety. But seeing such a color represented in such a unique brick is always very nice, and I agree with your sentiments. So I believe the B ranking is deserving of it. Here are our current standings. Our next Lego Frog is a little bit of the star of the hour, or should I say the last 2 years specifically. Surprisingly, for such a color so attached to frogs, lime green is actually a fairly recent addition to the Lego Frog repertoire. Its palette only recently getting the lime color in the year of 2023 in the Botanical Gardens set. The Lego Friends Botanical Garden set in particular, not the Big Ideas one that came out recently, no, but a smaller one featuring Lego Friends. One of them appears in this loot set, and it has had a very, very storied history all throughout 2023, and a lot in the year of 2024, most recently appearing, appropriately as its launch, in the Lego Friends Squirrel with Campfire paper bag. Now, Tim, tell us about the lime Lego frog.
I know this has such a special place in some people's hearts for the Lego Friends brand, but because it's in a Lego Friends botanical garden and not the actual botanical garden, this is more of a wannabe Lego frog. It's not quite green, it's just lime green. It's a poser, it's a fake, and I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. And this has to go to the lowest common denominator.
Very fast. So you like the abstraction of the original, if I get ahead of ourselves, the original green frog, as opposed to the more accurate to, say, the tropical green frog that we're used to typically of the lime frog. Not accuracy, but it's the idea of it. The generalize of it.
That they're going more for realism, and that's just not the Lego frog. It's not part of the spirit of what the Lego
next
frog
they're going to be putting leg printing on the front and the sides. It would cats and dogs living together. It's too much. I think you've made your point. All right, and now here are our current standings. I mentioned that the lime frog is a recent addition. Just wait until you hear about this. One of the most recent additions to the Lego Frog palette was introduced this year, and that of the olive green Lego Frog, making an appearance in only 3 sets. Once again, debuting in a Harry Potter set, specifically the Hogwarts Castle Boathouse, recreating the iconic scene in the movie in which they are on boats going to a house in front of Hogwarts, and then appearing later on in the year in the UCS Jabba's Sail Barge set as one of Jabba's little snacks. And then finally, in the year of 2024, appearing in the LEGO Ideas Botanical Garden in full. Sort of a parallel to its lime counterpart. Now, with such a history, Tim, what is your opinions on the olive green Lego Frog?
I used to be a skeptic, honestly, but I have come a little bit around towards this lime green variant, and it's only because it depicts the Jabba's palace scene so perfectly that you couldn't really replicate with lime green. Come on, give me a break. And the regular green one, it just wouldn't feel right. And I think for me being in the realism state and the immersion of what I want in my Lego Star Wars sets, this is a good one. But this is still not in the spirit of what I want to see in my Lego Frog. I'm kind of mixed. It's a little bit of a mixed feeling with this one. So maybe a B.
I agree. I believe B is the best spot for it. Do we prefer the uniqueness of the neon yellow, or do we appreciate the boldness that is the new olive over it?
Dang, that's a pickle right there, honestly.
But pickles are green. So I'd say that the olive green reigns supreme.
It's true. It is true. You got me.
I think it's a good spot. Here are our current standings on the Lego Frogs. We have finally reached the apex, the absolute, the original, the definitive, the Lego Frog in its original Lego green. Now, we talked about Lego's primary colors earlier. We were simply hyping it up. For those big Lego fans, you viewers out there, watching and being like, how dare they talk about the primary colors? Green is such an iconic Lego color, just up there with that of red, blue, and yellow.
Some people may say this is a secondary color, but not to us.
But not in Lego's eyes. It is just as primary as those primary colors in your color theory. What do you know about color? Now, the green has a storied history. As a matter of fact, this might be news to a lot of people. Our archaeologists have found out that the Lego Frog, the iconic Lego Frog, made its debut appearance in 2001 in none other than the original 2001 Lego Harry Potter Diagon Alley sets, and
Get out.
would appear in the Harry Potter theme all throughout its original run in 2001 and 2002, and then spreading from there as a universally praised brick. Its most recent appearance, of course, still used to this day, appearing in the 2024 LEGO Ideas Botanical Garden.
Shut up. What more?
Revelations.
This is not some pale imitator of some LEGO Friends Botanical Garden. No, this is the real deal here. LEGO Frog, it's just something that we're super passionate about here on this channel. It's a part of the staple. It's on the banner.
It's fascinating to see that the original LEGO Frog, and as a matter of fact, most of its contemporary long-standing colors are actually all origins from the LEGO Harry Potter theme. It's quite fascinating that such a theme would be the origin of such an iconic and mainstaying brick in the LEGO culture, in LEGO community.
No one even cares. This is a LEGO Frog, and we love LEGO Frog.
LEGO Frog. No more squabble. No more debates.
I think everything should be a tier lower now, because not even the other ones on S tier can even fathom.
No, truly, we were thinking ahead. We were not thinking ahead enough. We weren't considering the original. A frog just jumped out of the woods upon us, and behold, we look at that. We see a green frog, and you think that is a frog. You see a brown frog. You see a gray. You are like, that is an interesting frog. What an interesting frog! But it is not a frog. If you were to ask a child right now, gave him a pack of crayons and a piece of paper and tell him, draw a frog, he would take the greenest green he would find and he would scrabble a little blob. And he would point it and go, that is a frog. And you would go, yes, that is. And that's what LEGO did. And that is why the green frog is the superior frog.
Chef's kiss.
Such a beautiful thing. Here are our new standings with the frogs. Our next frog is a very unique color. A very recently introduced color to the frogs repertoire. Introduced in 2022 in the LEGO Botanical Collection, the Orchid features the Magenta frog and has appeared several times in many sets after the fact. Most recently appearing in the LEGO City Space Exploration Space Science Lab set, 3 of them being included in the set. Now, Tim, what is your opinions on such a colored frog?
This ain't it, Chief. This one, I think it's too out there. I think with red, it's fine. Push the boundaries of what a LEGO frog could be. But this is just unrealistic. I just don't see how LEGO could approve a color like this. I just don't know. I think this has to be a C tier. Like, this put me out of a good mood, to be honest.
I'm deeply sorry about that. I'm truly very sorry to hear that you have such opinions on such a colored brick. Maybe it's appropriate to put in such a low place, considering one of its main appearances in its lifetime is prominently as an adversarial character in the LEGO City Jungle Explorer Baby Gorilla Encounter Polybag set, in which it is posed as a poison frog, a danger to both the baby gorilla and the explorer in the set. So maybe it's only appropriate that it goes in such a low C tier. That explains... It was in a polybag, yes.
It was in a polybag.
It was in a polybag.
No one told me this information. I didn't review that last year.
And you've suffered the consequences. Perhaps we gave it to...
It has to be higher now. We can't just sit here with this information and be arrogant. It's a B tier.
I agree.
It has such a rich lore now that we were too arrogant and naive to understand.
What were we thinking? Here are our current rankings of the LEGO Frogs. And now we get on to one of the most incredible appearances of the LEGO Frog, the bright pink LEGO Frog, making the strongest debut. Now you might say that the original green frog, iconic. No. It may have been iconic, but it debuted in Harry Potter, of all things. What a strange place to debut such an iconic brick in. Whereas the bright pink LEGO Frog made its debut appearance as such an abstract idea, concept. It wasn't even a frog in this set. One 100 bright pink Lego frogs appeared in the Lego Creator Expert Botanical Collection, the Bonsai Tree. Can you name a better introduction of a brick? I think not.
Nothing comes to the top of my
bold,
head.
strong intro. And it's only been going ever so strong since. Most recently appearing in the Lego Jurassic Park Visitor Center T-Rex and Velociraptor attack set, in which one of them appears as a little Easter egg. I'd say
there isn't anything better. What are we sitting around here for? I'm sorry. This has to be another S tier.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No.
As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, your possession of a bright pink frog came as a gift by one of your friends.
Of course, naturally.
Such an endearing gift.
It is. It's one of the best gifts a friend could give.
True.
And
if your friend hasn't given you a Lego frog of any of these colors, are they really your friends?
I don't think so.
I believe that earns its place even above the iconic Lego green as the reigning champion of Lego frogs. Here are our current standings. And now we move on. The next 3 frogs are some of the most fascinating examples of Lego frogs we've seen in a while, or ever actually. Starting off strong with the transparent green frog. I'm here to shake the room up a little bit. We talked about the iconic Lego green, it being the debut, the mainstay, the frog. What if I told you that's not the original? As a matter of fact, the original frog did not come in a solid color. It came in transparent green in the year 2000 in the Lego Belleville Fairy Tale, The Queen's Room set. One of them appearing. And that is the origin of the Lego frog, not that of the original green. The original green is a usurper, stealing the limelight from the transparent green, a much more nuanced color, if you allow me to say so myself. Such an interesting, rich history, only appearing in so few sets after the fact, in 2003 and 2004, finally making its last appearance in a Belleville Golden Land set, the Golden Palace, purple/silver box.
That bastard stealing what was rightful. I'm seething right now.
It's okay.
How could we have been lied to for all these years? How could Lego hide this fact?
Such a usurper.
Belleville is a beloved thief, and I just can't. I'm sorry. Just.
It seems that Mr. Smithbricks has taken this very hard, and I apologize, dear viewers. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Place your opinions on Lego Frog. Tell us about what you believe the superior colors are, the inferior colors are, the creative uses of the frog. Maybe tell how much it really means to you, because I can say it means a lot to me. While my favorite color might not be represented in the list of colors, I will say that the colors here, no matter what they are, no matter how we feel them, I will still have a place in my heart for them. And that's the truth. So please, like, comment, share, comment what you saw today. Comment what you've seen the Lego Frog do. It could be anything. I'd love to hear. But now we must continue the video. Next up, the next 2 colors are just as fascinating, although maybe not in history, but in their appearance alone. Nothing beats a nice gold and silver piece. Starting with the Lego flat silver. This flat silver frog you might not even know existed until this very day, because it's rare. Such a rare piece only appeared in one set from the year 2012, and only once in that set. No multiples. Don't get ahead of yourself. That set being the iconic original IP from Lego Monster Fighters, specifically the Werewolf set, featuring that of the werewolf. And appearing in that set alongside the werewolf was none other than the flat silver Lego frog.
I think this is exactly where Lego Frogs needed to be. I'm surprised that Lego hasn't brought it back yet already. It's a really great piece, and I think that it should be represented in more media. So I think it's the most underrated that Lego has seen, and it should be brought back more and more. So we might want to give this an A tier, honestly. So
I believe so too. I believe the top of A as of now for such its incredible rarity. As a matter of fact, the golden frog has a much more storied appearance than that of the silver frog. As a matter of fact, despite the stereotypical connotation that gold is the first place and silver is the second place, it might actually be that silver is the rarest Lego frog compared to that of the gold piece. Being introduced in a LEGO Friends Heart Lake Grand Hotel set, you know that set, back in 2015, and having a storied appearance ever since, running through the years of 2017, 18, 19, all the way up to its most recent appearance in... oh, you get ready for this one. The Pearl Gold Lego Frog. Its latest appearance is that of a LEGO Dreams set. That of the Sandman's Tower in the year 2024, in which 4 Pearl Golden Frogs appear in the set for your taking, you're using, you're building, you're decorating, you're frogging.
I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, Dreams is something that's near and dear to our hearts, and there's 4 of them. What is wrong? This is the Lego Pearl Gold Frog.
Yes.
There's nothing more precious, more sacred than this Lego frog. And for that, this is a perfect piece to cap off this tier list, because there's nothing else to say, really. I mean, we know exactly where this needs to be placed.
You're right. That's right, dear viewer. It's up to you. Tell us where you would place such a brilliant piece. It's truly one of the most fascinating examples. Here are the final standings of the iconic Lego Frog. Mr. Smidbricks, Mr. Tim, my friend.
Call me Mr. Bricks.
No, Tim. I'd say we've covered a lot of ground here today. We've learned a lot today. Our researchers, our analysts, digging through the history of Lego that no one else is willing to trouble through. But we did. And we've come out different men. We've come out different men, I want to say. This will hold a storied place in my heart and your heart, and I hope the heart of many viewers to come.
Well, Roan, it's very cute that you want to be Smidbricks.
I never said I was Smidbricks.
But I want to wish the audience a very wonderful Smidbricks day, and thank you for watching. Fuck.